gbàdúrà nígbà tó gbàdúrà.
You will pray as if you have not prayed before.
ìwọ tó mọ̀ pé ò tí ì ní gbàlà.
You that you know you are not yet saved.
ariwo Jésù gba ọkàn mi là lọ́ọ́ máa wí.
The only thing you be saying
Jésù gba ọkàn mi là.
Jesus save my
Jésù
soul.
gba ọkàn mi là.
Jesus save my
Jésù
soul.
gba ọkàn mi là.
Jesus save my
mi ò fẹ́
soul.
lọ sọ́run àpáàdì.
I don't want to
Jésù gba ọkàn mi là.
save my
ìwọ tó
soul.
mọ̀ pé o ti padà sẹ́yìn.
You that you know you are back.
Jésù dá mi padà o. Gba ọkàn mi là padà. ìwọ tó ti wà nínú ìgbàgbọ́.
You that you are in the faith.
ìwọ máa pariwo Jésù bá tẹ̀ ṣubú o. ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ kan ṣẹlẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ ẹrù gbà mí.
Something happened there that grieved me.
múra láti gbàdúrà tó kẹ́yìn.
Prepare to pray the last prayer.
obìnrin kan wọnú àgbàlá wá.
A woman came to that palace of salvation.
Elizabeth lórúkọ ẹ̀.
Her name was Elizabeth,
ọmọ Baptist Church ni.
and she was a member of Baptist Church.
ṣé ẹni bó ṣe ń bọ̀.
As she was coming,
ọkàn ní tó ṣe Jésù gbà mí.
I just said to
gbà mí.
Jesus,
ṣàánú mi.
ṣàánú mi o, have mercy on me,
ṣàánú mi o.
have mercy on me,
ṣàánú mi o.
have mercy on me,
ṣàánú mi o.
Jesus, have mercy on me,
ṣàánú mi o.
have mercy on me.
ọmọ nǹkan tí wọ́n ń pè ní ọ̀run yàtọ̀ sáyé.
You don't know what is called level. Heaven is different from this world.
ó ti kú sára.
It's already
èmi gan ẹ̀rù ti bà mí mo ti kú sára.
It's already dead to this
mo
planet.
ti pò pọ̀ mo ti pò pọ̀.
I've suffered a lot.
obìnrin yẹn ti pò pọ̀.
And that woman has become very
Jésù ṣàánú mi.
Jesus,
Jésù ṣàánú mi. bí wọ́n ṣe dárúkọ Elizabeth kìíní kan mo ti gbàgbọ́ orúkọ ọkọ ẹ̀.
as her name was mentioned, Elizabeth said so. I forgot the name of her husband.
ó ní sáà.
She said,
ó
sir.
ti bára rẹ̀ níwájú áńgẹ́lì.
Immediately she had met herself in the front of the angel.
àwọn abẹ́rẹ́ sí ṣàlàyé onígbàlà nígbà báyìí wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ka gbogbo ẹ̀ wọ́n á kà á pé.
They now began to mention every day, every minute, everything.
ni o.
She said it is true.
ṣé ẹ rí bí wọ́n ṣe sọ pé a ó bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe dáwọ́ kó tó lè tẹ̀síwájú.
Immediately they said, we shall visit your sin before you continue.
bí áńgẹ́lì yẹn ṣe fẹ́ gbé ojú wọlé báyìí.
As the angel was about to break out his eye,
ìtòbìnrin yẹn ṣe mo fẹ́ kó ṣe lálẹ́ yìí o.
what the woman said,
bá fẹ́ràn ẹ̀mí
what
ara
the
ẹ̀.
woman did, that's what I want you to do now.
gbàgbé pé mo ti pẹ́ church gbàgbé ẹ̀.
Forget about I've been in this shop for long.
gbàgbé ẹ̀.
Forget about that.
gbàgbé ẹ̀ pátápátá.
Forget about you have been in this
ṣé
shop
ẹni
for
tó
long.
jẹ́ ìyànfẹ́ gbé ojú wọlé báyìí.
As the angel was about to break down,
obìnrin yẹn kò fi gbogbo agbára tó kù nínú ẹ̀ pariwo Jésù ṣàánú mi o.
and the woman
pariwo yẹn.
shouted with the last power, with the last strength in her, and shouted, Jesus, have mercy on me.
Oh my God. Jésù kọ yíyọ sílẹ̀ ni.
And Jesus appeared immediately.
gbogbo ara ẹ̀ pátá ni wọ́n ṣá lọ́gbẹ́.
All his body was bruised.
wọn ò wọ pátá fún bàbá yẹn rárá.
And the papa does not wear anything, naked.
ó gé gbogbo ara ẹ̀ yànnàyànnà.
His body was wounded too much.
adé tó wà lórí ẹ̀jẹ̀ ńkọ́ kó tó lórí ẹ̀.
The crown on his head, the blood was gushing out.
ọkọ̀ wá sọ́dọ̀ obìnrin yẹn ni.
And he came to that woman.
Jésù nífẹ̀ẹ́ púpọ̀ o.
Jesus is a loving father.
àánú ẹ̀ pọ̀ o.
He's a loving father.
ó kàn bẹ̀rẹ̀ ló bá gbé obìnrin yẹn bá.
And he bowed down and carried the woman
ó wo ojú obìnrin yẹn bá.
and looked at her eye
ló bá gbé ọwọ́ lé ojú ara rẹ̀ báyìí.
and placed his hand on her head.
ẹ̀jẹ̀ tó ń jáde lójú ẹ̀ yẹn.
And the blood that was coming from him,
ló bá fi pa ojú obìnrin yẹn bá.
and he used it to rub the face of the woman.
ló bá ní adarí ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ rẹ̀ jì ọ́.
And he said, your sins.
bó ṣe sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn.
Immediately he said that.
ló bá di obìnrin yẹn lọ́wọ́ mú.
And he hold the woman.
lọ́gìlì.
Immediately,
Jésù change sínú ògo rẹ̀.
Jesus changed to his glory.
obìnrin yẹn náà change sínú the same ògo pẹ̀lú Jésù.
And the woman changed to the same glory with Jesus.
bí wọ́n ṣe change yẹn.
As they both changed together.
àtìgbà tí Jésù ti wọbẹ̀ ní gbogbo wa ti kúnlẹ̀ pátá kò kò sí ẹnìkan tí ò kúnlẹ̀ àtàngẹ́lì àtòkù.
Since the time Jesus entered that place, every one of us, we go on our knees. Every
wà gbogbo ekun ni ó tẹríba fún mi.
as it is written, all knee must bow for me.
bó ṣe bí ó ṣe báwọn méjèèjì ṣe change sínú ògo yẹn.
As both of them changed to that glory,
Jésù di ọwọ́ rẹ̀ mú báyìí.
Jesus had her in his hand.
ó ní ká ń bẹ tí wọ́n máa fi kí ènìyàn sí ìlú ọba ògo.
And he says, let them be singing.
ó ní ká ń bẹ tí wọ́n máa fi kí ènìyàn sí ìlú ọba
That
ògo.
is a song that they used to welcome somebody to the house of God, to the glory.
sílùú ọba ògo sílùú ọba ògo.
To the city of the glorious Father.
wàá gbọ́ orin yẹn lọ́la.
You will hear that song tomorrow.
sani bó ṣe dì mú báyìí.
As he wrote her,
ó ní yẹn wá sínú àgbàlá ìgbàlà.
that song come to the house of
bí wọ́n ṣe
salvation.
kọ́ orin yẹn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n jẹjọ́ ń lọ sókè ọ̀run.
As they were singing, so then they were moving to heaven.
títí wọ́n fi parí sínú àwọsánmọ̀.
Till they disappeared.
nígbà tí mo dé ìlú ọba ògo.
When I got to the King of Glory's
mo
kingdom,
béèrè lọ́wọ́ áńgẹ́lì tó ń gbé mi lọ.
I asked the angel that was taking me on the
mo
journey.
lè jẹun fẹ́ béèrè béèrè kan.
I said, please, I want to ask a question.
ó ní kí n béèrè.
He said, ask.
mo ní a ṣé ó possible
I said, is it possible
fún ènìyàn
for somebody
láti béèrè fún àánú lẹ́yìn ikú
to ask for mercy after death
kó dẹ̀ rí gbà.
and he receive?
ó ní rárá.
He said, no.
mo ní Elizabeth tí ó béèrè fún àánú ní àgbàlá ìgbàlà tó rí àánú gbàǹkan.
I will now ask, what about Elizabeth that asked for mercy at the palace of salvation and she
ó
received?
wá ní
He said,
ó ní tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní wípé
he said, what happened is this.
hospital ni wọ́n ti sọ fún pé kò lè yè.
It is in the hospital they told her that she cannot
wọ́n
make
dẹ̀
it
sọ
again.
time tó máa give up fún.
And they told him that by so time prepare yourself. you
àtìgbà
go.
yẹn ló ti ń béèrè fún àánú.
It is as from that point that she was
bó
asking
ṣe
for
ń
mercy.
béèrè fún àánú tó ń ké.
As she was asking for that mercy and she was crying.
bó ṣe ń ké yẹn
As he was
ó
crying,
ké tí tí ó fi dákẹ́ ni.
she cried. She
ó
cried
béèrè
and
àánú yẹn
cried.
títí di the last breath ni.
She was asking for that mercy to the last breath.
ìdí ènìyàn tó yẹ pé àánú yẹn náà ló ń béèrè bọ̀.
That was the reason why it was the same mercy that was on his mouth when she was coming.
ẹ má gbàgbé àdúrà tóbìnrin yẹn gbà.
Don't forget the prayer of that woman.
Jésù ṣàánú mi.
Jesus, have mercy on
àánú
me.
fi ń ṣògo lórí ìdájọ́.
And the mercy revealed itself over judgment.
bó ṣe rí àánú gbà nìyẹn.
That is how she was being mercy.
ìbáṣepọ̀ wọn gbọ́.
Oh, that they were wise.
ìbáṣepọ̀ gbogbo ènìyàn tó wà ní ìlú yìí gbọ́ pátá.
They being all the inhabitants of this city are wise.
kí òye kí ó yé wọn.
And that they understood.
ibi yóò ní gba ènìyàn.
This place will not contain us.
wọn ò bá ro ìgbẹ̀yìn wọn.
They will have thought about their hand.
wípé
That
ìjọ kan lòun wá sínú ayé.
one day he came to this world.
ìjọ kan lòun ó ṣe padà.
And one day he will back out.
ìbáṣepọ̀ wọn gbọ́ kí òye kí ó yé wọn.
They being they are wise and they are understanding.
wọn ò bá ro ìgbẹ̀yìn wọn.
They will have thought about their hand.
ní àṣálẹ́ yìí
This night,
má gbàgbé ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo ti ń bá bọ̀.
don't forget the word I have been coming with.
ọ̀rọ̀ kan náà ni mo ṣì ń bá lọ.
I am still on the same issue.
wípé
That
ohunkóhun tí o bá fẹ́ ṣe fún Ọlọ́run
whatever you want to do unto God,
tètè ṣe é ní ìsìn
do it now
kó tó di pé ó pẹ́ jù.
before it is too late.
ibi tá a kà yí wípé
The place we read said,
ìbáṣepọ̀ gbogbo ènìyàn gbọ́.
oh, that how every man be wise.
kí òye kó yé gbogbo àwọn tá à ń gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ yìí.
All that they are hearing, all that you are hearing me now, have that
gbogbo
understanding.
ènìyàn pátá nìbá sọ́bà lálẹ́ yìí.
Every man, every woman will be sober this night.
gbogbo ènìyàn ní ìbárò ìgbẹ̀yìn rẹ̀.
Every man, every person will have thought about their hand.
tó o bá ń gẹ́lì yẹn ṣe dárúkọ mi.
As that angel made mention of my name,
Abrahamu Yakubu.
I, Abraham Yakubu,
mo ti ṣe ìdájọ́ ara mi.
I have condemned myself
ọ̀rọ̀ àpáàdìyá.
that hell is ready.
tó ní mo máa pè mí ò wọ́ tẹ̀.
Because I know I didn't want
ní
it.
gbogbo ọ̀nà mi ò wọ́ tẹ̀.
In all ways, I didn't want it.
bó ṣe àwọn bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe rẹ́wò kó o tó lè tẹ̀síwájú
He
ọ̀tọ̀.
said, We are going to visit your sin before you can progress.
níwájú ẹni tó ní ọ̀run.
Before God.
tó wá sọ ẹni tí mo fẹ́ gbọ́ ni pé depart.
What I wanted to hear
àmì ti múra.
is that depart.
ó ọ̀run àpáàdì yẹn.
That's what I wanted to hear. I was prepared.
ṣùgbọ́n
But
bí mo ṣe wà wájú angẹ́lì yẹn tó fẹ́ gbé ojú wọlé báyìí.
as I was standing before the angel, I wanted to bring the eye down.
ojú yẹn kò change ni.
The eye changed.
for the first time lójú mi.
For the first time,
angẹ́lì yẹn dẹ̀ rẹ́rìn.
the angel laughed.
ẹ̀rín angẹ́lì dẹ̀ fine.
Oh, the laughter of an angel is so cool.
ṣe ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀run àpáàdì tá a wà ń bí tí gbogbo
It's not-
ojú wa dúdú lọ yìí.
The way we are, all our faces so dark.
tó o bá wo ẹ̀rín angẹ́lì.
If you look at the laughter of
ògo yẹn
angel,
ògo yẹn ó dàbí cloud yẹn white ó bò wọ́n.
the cloud it's cloudy white and covers him.
ó kàn náwó ṣe mi ni.
He stretched forth his hand to me
ló bá ní proceed.
and he says, "Tẹ̀síwájú."
sẹ́ni proceed tí mo gbọ́ yẹn.
That tẹ̀síwájú that I have,
túmọ̀ ẹ̀.
I knew the meaning.
tó bá ti dán ní gbogbo nǹkan ayé ẹ̀.
Because you will understand what they are saying.
olórí yẹn wípé.
That's composer say.
by and by when the morning come when all the saints shall gather above we shall tell the story how we overcome we shall understand it better by and by. gbogbo nǹkan pátá ló máa yé èèyàn lọ.
Everything you will understand.
bí mo ṣe yí padà báyìí.
As I turned,
tí mo fẹ́ máa lọ. mo tún wo áńgẹ́lì yẹn.
I look at the
mo yọ
angel.
ọmọ rẹ mo ṣe mistake ní padà.
Maybe you will say, "I made a mistake, come back."
kò sọ bẹ́ẹ̀.
He didn't say that.
ní yàrá ìgbàlà lórúkọ Jésù wàhálà ànúgbà.
In the palace of salvation, in the name of Jesus, you will receive mercy.
bí mo ṣe ń wo bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n ti pe ẹlòmíì.
But as I was even looking back, their
ìdájọ́ ti ń tẹ̀síwájú.
judgment continued.
mo kàn lọ sára ògiri yẹn báyìí.
I just went to the wall.
kò sílẹ̀kùn.
There's no door.
kò sọ́wọ́.
There's no door.
ilẹ̀kùn yẹn kò sí. mo kàn lọ yìí.
It just opened.
mo jáde.
I
kí n tó mojú ẹ̀.
before I
ilẹ̀kùn
left,
yẹn ti tù padà.
the door is closed.
nígbà tí ilẹ̀kùn yẹn ti padà.
As the door closed,
ẹ̀yin èèyàn nínú mi bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń dùn o.
I begin to be happy.
inú mi ti ń dùn pé yẹ.
I was happy
a
that
máa lọ
yes,
sọ́run ló kù.
let us begin on the
bí mo ṣe
journey.
jáde síta báyìí.
As I just stepped out,
ọ̀dọ̀ yẹn orí tóóró ẹnìkan ṣo ló gbà.
that way was so narrow, only one person can walk in it.
ní n bá lọ lójú ọ̀nà yẹn yóò rí o.
Naked, I was going on the
bí
way.
mo ṣe lọ.
As I was going on that
mo
path,
kàn rí họ́ọ̀lù ńlá ká gbàgbàrà.
I now see another big hall.
wọ́n wá kọ́ sí gàdàgbà ẹ káàbọ̀ sí yàrá àtúnṣe.
Now say, "Welcome to the room of reformation,
hall of restitution.
hall of restitution."
gàdàgbà ni wọ́n kọ́.
They wrote it.
ẹ̀yin
Very
ẹ̀yà
bold.
àtúnṣe wọ̀ ọ́.
Restitution is real.
ṣé ẹ rí ibẹ̀ yẹn.
That place,
ẹ̀rù ẹ̀ lágbára ju àkọ́kọ́
in
yàrá
fact,
ìgbàlà.
it was too terrible than the first one.
ó banilẹ́rù tó jẹ́ pé.
It was fearful.
káì bí mo ṣe dé ẹnu ọ̀nà yàrá yóò kọ̀ sí fúnra ẹ̀.
When I got to the door, it opened itself.
ṣé bí mo ṣe wọlé báyìí.
As I entered,
àwọn òkú tí mo lọ bá gbogbo ṣe.
every of the dead I met there, they begin to shiver. They begin to shiver. They begin to shiver. They begin to shiver.
kí ló tún dé.
What happened? What happened? What happened?
kí ló tún ṣẹlẹ̀
I was
báyìí.
afraid. What happened now?
ṣé wọ́n ti ní kí n máa
I
proceed.
thought they said I should proceed. What happened again?
àyà mi ti ń jà.
I was afraid.
mo sún síwájú.
I was moving. I was moving closer.
lójijì ẹ̀rù yẹn wọ ara èmi náà jẹ̀bi ṣẹlẹ̀ mọ́ mi.
I was glued. I was caught in that fear. I was shaking.
ẹ̀yin èèyàn.
Brethren,
bíbélì wí pé
the Bible said,
nígbà tí mo bá sọ fún ènìyàn búburú pé kíkú ni yóò kú.
when I tell the wicked that surely he shall die,
tí ènìyàn búburú bá dá ògo padà.
and he returned the curse,
tó sì sọ ohun tó ti jí padà.
and he returned that which he has stolen,
ohun tó ti jí.
that which he has stolen,
aṣọ,
clothes,
bíbélì,
Bibles,
bàtà,
shoes,
báírò.
Bible,
anything tó o bá ti jí.
all those things that he has stolen, you have stolen.
dá a padà kó o tó
Anything
kú.
you have stolen, make sure you return them before you die.
dá a padà kó o tó kú o.
Make sure you return them before you
tó o
die.
bá dá padà.
If you don't return them,
hey!
hey,
o bá fèdè fọjú bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
speak in tongue more than that.
yàrá àtúnṣe ló ti gbà lọ sọ́run àpáàdì.
The room of restitution will sentence you to hell.
àwọn àwọn ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ńlá kan ṣẹlẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ tí màá sọ ká tó gbàdúrà.
There are certain things that happen there so terrible. I will tell you before we pray.
obìnrin kan wọ́ sínú yàrá àtúnṣe.
A woman came into this room of prostitution.
dídé dúró lórí ẹsẹ̀ rẹ̀.
Rise up on your feet.
mo bá kọ́ káwọ́ rẹ méjèèjì sókè.
I want you to lift up your two hands.
wọ́n mi.
Look at me.
ẹkún téèyàn sun nígbà tó dé ọ̀run àpáàdé ẹkún dèdèrè ni.
The cry that somebody begin to cry when they get to hell is a non-entity type of cry.
ẹkún tí ènìyàn sun nígbà tó dénú ná.
The cry that we want to begin to cry when you get to fire
àpáàlà ẹkún dèdèrè ni.
is a non-entity type of cry.
ẹ wọ mi.
Look at me.
kò sáànù lọ́rùn àpáàdé.
There is no mercy in hell.
those who are asking for mercy in hell are asking for the impossible.
Àwọn tó ń bèrè fún àánú lọ́rùn àpáàdì ohun tí ò ṣe é ṣe ló ń bèrè fún.
wọ́n ṣe wọ́n àánú kẹ̀ kí ló ń
It's
ṣe.
not possible. Mercy where?
ó káwọ́ rẹ méjèèjì sókè.
You lift up your two hands.
mo fẹ́ kó o fara yẹ gbé àdúrà
I
yìí.
want you to pray this prayer with all your body.
lọ́jọ́ tí mo bá dágbére fáyé.
The day I say bye bye to the world
tí mo bá dé yàrá àtúnṣe.
and I get to the room of restitution,
má jẹ́ ń jẹ̀bi pé mo wáyé.
I must not be guilty of stepping into this earth.
ẹni wọ́n sọ lọ́wọ́ ìtàdúrà yẹn o.
Oh, ministers of God, pray that prayer.
káì. ọjọ́ tí mo bá dágbére
The
fáyé.
day I will say bye bye to this world
tí mo bá dé yàrá
and I
àtúnṣe.
get to the room of restitution.
ọlọ́run. ó ń gbọ́ mi báyìí o tó
You are hearing me, Daddy.
torí mi ò mo sọ pé mi ìpadà wà bọ́ ìwà.
Daddy, you are hearing me. I said I am not coming back. You said I should
ó ní
come.
mi ò wá o.
I said I don't want to
ó
come
dẹ̀
back. You
ṣèlérí
said,
pé wàá mú mi padà.
and you said you will take me back.
ó ṣèlérí pé wàá mú mi
You
padà.
promise you will take me back.
ọjọ́ tí mo bá dágbére fáyé.
The day I say bye bye to this world
tí mo bá dé yàrá àtúnṣe.
and I get to the room of restitution,
ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ń kábàámọ̀.
Father, I must not regret.
jẹ́kọ̀.
Have your seat.
má sọ̀rọ̀ ènìyàn méjì.
I will tell you the incident of two people.
obìnrin kan wá sínú yàrá àtúnṣe.
A woman came into the room of restitution.
obìnrin gbé ìgbé ayé tó wu ọlọ́run sà. ó gbé ìgbé ayé tó wu ọlọ́run gan.
This woman lived a life that really pleased God,
ó dẹ̀ ní ìrẹ̀lẹ̀ púpọ̀.
and she was so humble.
ṣùgbọ́n ọkọ rẹ̀ burú.
But the husband was a wicked one.
ẹ ti máa wọn ọkùnrin tó máa fẹ́ fún ìyàwó lówó táwa máa ṣe láì.
You know those type of men that
ẹ lè lè lọ pé o ní ìdí.
want to give their women their
ọkọ
wife
ẹ̀dá ìṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ń bí
money
láti ìyàwó rẹ̀
and
fáwọn
they
àbáàdì
begin
o.
to turn it to the back. If you are a man doing that, yeah, don't push your wife to the
ìwọ obìnrin náà tó o ti yá èṣù sọ́kọ rẹ lọ́rùn.
and you woman that become a devil to your husband.
láti ọkùnrin yẹn sọ́run àpáàdì o.
Don't push that man to hell.
obìnrin wa à ń wò no screen báyìí.
The woman came, we were looking at her.
nígbà
listening.
tí áńgẹ́lì sọ pé kò lè lọ
When the angel said, you cannot go,
kò lè tẹ̀síwájú mọ́.
you cannot continue any longer.
obìnrin yẹn á fi gbẹ̀ta ó ní. ẹ
The
jọ̀ọ́
woman shouted and said,
ẹ
please,
ṣàánú mi.
mercy on me.
ọ̀dà àbúrò bàbá mi ni mo gbé dàgbà o.
It's my uncle.
ìyà ló fi jẹ mí títí o.
He suffered me a lot.
mo lérò pé tí n bá wọlé ọkọ ìmọ̀ ní ìsinmi ni o.
Not married, I will be have a
mo
rest of
tún wọlé
mind.
ọkọ mi ò ní ìsinmi.
Not married, there was no rest of mind.
gbogbo ọjọ́ ayé mi ni mo fi gbégbé ayé tó wù Ọlọ́run.
All my life to please
kí
God.
ni mo ṣe.
God.
mo ń gbọ̀ báyìí.
I was shaking.
mo ń gbọ̀ báyìí.
I was shaking.
ọ̀run wípé
Heaven said,
òtítọ́ gbogbo ọjọ́ ayé rẹ̀ látìgbà tó ti gba Jésù ló fi gbé ìgbé ayé tó wù Ọlọ́run.
truly, all your life, since you gave your life to Jesus, you've lived the life that pleased God.
ó wá ní ṣùgbọ́n wo ohun tó ṣẹlẹ̀.
But he said, look at what happened.
láàárọ̀ ọjọ́ yẹn ọkọ ẹ̀ fẹ́ lọ síbi iṣẹ́.
In the morning of that day, the husband wanted to go to work.
gbogbo wa wò bá torí
We are looking at
Jésù wípé
Jesus said,
ohun gbogbo tẹ́ ẹ bá ṣe ní kọ̀kọ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀ láàmú wá sí gbangba.
everything that is done in the hidden shall be made open.
kèé ṣe bí ló máa ti ṣẹlẹ̀ ọ̀hún yẹn ló máa ti ṣẹlẹ̀.
Not here, that will happen there.
gbogbo wa là ń wò báyìí.
We are all looking at it.
bí a ṣe ń wò ó.
As we are looking at it.
ó wá ní wò fún orí bó ṣe live owó ṣe gbégbé ayé rẹ̀.
He said, now look at it the way you live your life.
ọkùnrin yẹn fẹ́ lọ bí iṣẹ́.
The man wanted to go to work.
lóbìnrin yẹn wá bá.
And the woman came to him.
ló wá ní dáàdi wa.
And he said, Daddy,
ẹ fún mi lówó tí màá fi ṣe oúnjẹ fáwọn ọmọ.
give us money for food.
ọkùnrin yẹn ní ó fún ní 250 naira.
That man gave her 250
ọkùnrin yẹn bá ní
naira.
ha èmi àtẹ̀yìn àtọ̀ ọmọ mẹ́fà ẹ̀
The
jọ.
woman said, 6 children,
ó
myself.
bá ní dọ́là láwọn mi nìyẹn o.
But he said, that is what I have.
obìnrin yẹn bá ní okay.
And the woman said, okay.
ó lọ bí iṣẹ́ tán.
He went to work.
obìnrin yẹn wá lọ kó gbogbo aṣọ kọ ẹ̀ láti lọ fọ̀.
And the woman now went to gather the clothes of the husband
ó wá
to go
ní
and
pé
wash.
aṣọ kan tó fi kọ́ sára ògiri.
He now discovered there is a particular cloth that he hung on the wall.
ẹgbẹ́ kan wú ń bẹ̀.
There is a side that is swollen.
ló bá lọ tọ́ bọ̀.
And she dipped her hand
ó
there.
bá ní 27,500 naira ń bẹ̀.
And she found 27,500 naira there.
obìnrin yẹn wá kó 7,000 nù ẹ̀.
And that woman took 7,000 naira out of it.
níwájú ọlọ́run àti ènìyàn ni mo wà yìí.
Before God and man,
obìnrin yẹn kò ra brazil lásán nínú owó yẹn.
the woman did not buy anything for herself, not even a brazier.
gbogbo owó yẹn oúnjẹ ló fi ṣe fóun àtọkọ àtàwọn ọmọ.
He used the money to prepare food for herself, for the husband, for the children.
nọ́ọ̀bà sọ pé èrè ìdí tó fi lọ lọ́rùn àpáàdì rèé o.
They now told her, this is the reason why you are going to hell.
obìnrin yẹn lè jọ
The woman said, please,
mi fi ṣe nǹkan kan.
I did not do anything with the money.
mo fi ṣe oúnjẹ tá a jọjọ jẹ ní
I
ìṣàánú
only used it
mi.
to prepare food that everybody ate.
ta ló fẹ́ jọ̀rọ̀ gbogbo wa.
Who can talk? Every one of us, we are shivering. We are shivering.
ọ̀run wípé
And heaven said,
lótìtọ́
truly,
ó fi kọ́ bàrà nǹkankan fúnra ẹ̀ ń bẹ̀.
you did not buy anything to yourself with it.
òtítọ́ sì lọ́kọ rẹ̀ burú.
And it is true that your husband is wicked.
ṣùgbọ́n ṣó o sọ fún o wípé
But did you tell him
o mú 7,000 kó o nú àpò ẹ̀.
that you took 7,000 from his pocket?
ẹ má bàa pé àgbàlá àtúnṣe la wa o.
Don't forget that we are in the hall of restitution.
obìnrin yẹn ní mi ò sọ.
The woman said, I didn't say, I didn't
ó
tell
lé
you.
ó lè ló jà.
And the heaven said, then you stole.
ó já ọkọ rẹ lólè.
You steal your
ó mú owó ọkọ rẹ ò dẹ̀ sọ fún.
You pick his money and you did not tell him.
ó lè dọ́rùn.
A thief will never enter heaven.
obìnrin yẹn bẹ́ẹ̀ sí ó ti ya wèrè síbi tó dúró sí.
The woman is already mad on the ground.
ẹjọ́
She was moaning and saying,
òun yẹn kò jáde wọ́n láti ọ̀run ti
and the voices depart.
ìtì yẹn kò gbé obìnrin yẹn sókè báyìí àánú ẹ̀ ṣe mí.
I pitied her so much.
ó ní mo gbé. àfi fi.
And that was
ọ̀dẹ̀ dárúkọ ẹlòmíì.
another person was made.
ìdájọ́ yẹn gbọ́dọ̀.
That judgment was so
ní
fierce.
yàrá àtúnṣe.
In the hall of restitution.
mí kalẹ̀.
Take a sigh.
mo gbàdúrà fún ọ.
I pray for you.
níbi tó o jókòó sí.
Where you sat,
ọ̀run á gbà ọ́.
heaven will deliver you.
bàbá kan ìránṣẹ́ ọlọ́run ni.
A man, a minister of God.
ó wá sí yàrá àtúnṣe.
He came to the hall of restitution.
nínú yàrá àtúnṣe yìí.
In this hall of restitution,
bàbá ìgbégbé ayé tó dáa.
this man lived a pleasant life.
olùdásílẹ̀ ìjọ ni.
He's a founder of the church.
ó wàásù ọ̀rọ̀ náà bó ti tọ́ bó ti yẹ.
He preached the word accordingly.
ṣùgbọ́n ó wá ṣègbéyàwó fún ọmọ ẹ̀.
But he gave his daughter out in marriage.
ìgbéyàwó tó ṣe fún ọmọ rẹ̀.
This very wedding,
ẹ dìde dúró lórí ẹsẹ̀.
rise up on your feet.
káwọ́ rẹ̀ méjèèjì sókè.
Raise up your two hands.
wọ́n mi.
Look at me.
ṣé ni mo fẹ́ kó dàbí ẹni pé òun wo ọlọ́run lórí ìdúró báyìí.
I want you to begin to see it as if you are seeing God on your before you.
wà á ní olúwa.
And you now say, Lord,
olúwa.
Lord,
kí ló yẹ kí n ṣàtúnṣe rẹ̀.
What is that thing that I must restitute? Before I die.
kí n tó dágbére fáyé.
Before I say bye to this world.
kí ló yẹ kí n ṣàtúnṣe.
Make restitution about. Lord,
rán mi létí bí mo ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀.
remind me as I am talking.
ohun tó bá yẹ kí n ṣàtúnṣe.
Which I need to restitute.
tí mi ò tí ì mọ̀.
I don't know.
olúwa rán mi létí o.
Remind me.
má jẹ́ ń dé yàrá
I
àtúnṣe.
must not get to the hall of restitution.
kí wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá gbé káwájú fún. bí bàbá yìí ṣe dé tó pe orúkọ ẹ̀.
As this man came after calling his name,
ó gbọ́ wípé kò ní lè kọjá mbẹ̀yẹn.
he heard that he will not be able to progress further.
kí ló ń ṣe.
He now said, what did I do?
kí ni gbogbo ayé mi ni mo fi gbégbé ayé tó wù Ọlọ́run.
I live all my life to please
mo
God.
wàásù ọ̀rọ̀ náà.
I preach the word.
mo sọ gbogbo òtítọ́.
I said the whole truth.
mi ò fi ègbè ṣe ohunkóhun ẹ̀ ṣàánú mi.
I did not do anything covering.
wo tó ṣe.
Now say, look at what you did.
ọmọ ẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣègbéyàwó.
The daughter want to get wedded.
ó wá gbà nú owó ìjọ.
He now took from the money of the church
ó fi mọ́ owó tó fi ṣègbéyàwó fọmọ ẹ̀.
and he added it to the money he spent for
gẹ́gẹ́
the
bí
wedding.
general overseer.
As a general overseer,
kò sẹ́ni tó béèrè.
nobody asked him.
ńgbà tó dòpin ọdún.
At the end of the year,
wọ́n kàn ká mọ́ owó tí wọ́n ná ní church ni.
they just read it.
wọ́n ò là.
There was no specification
pé
that
nígbà táwọn bàbá wọn ṣègbéyàwó fún ọmọ wọn.
when daddy was having the wedding for the daughter,
wọ́n ná iye báyìí.
that was when we spent so amount.
wọ́n kàn yọ kó bẹ́ẹ̀.
They just minus it
wọ́n kàn dà á papọ̀ ni.
under miscellaneous.
ẹ̀yin ènìyàn.
Brethren,
bàbá yẹn ni ha.
that man said,
mi ò fi pamọ́ àwọn alàgbà wa ń
I
bẹ́ẹ̀.
did not hide it, the headers were there.
mo ní kì í ṣe pé ò fi pamọ́.
They said, not because you hide it.
lóòótọ́ làwọn alàgbà wa ń bẹ́ẹ̀.
Yes, the
wọ́n parí àṣírí
the way I'm going to hate
ẹgbẹ́
it.
tí ó.
Help
àti
me.
tí.
And that was how it
wọ́n ti
started.
dáhùn tẹ́lẹ̀ mi.
Another man was mentioned.
ẹ̀yẹ yọ. àyà mi gbọ́.
I began to shake.
mo wá rántí ìgbà tí mo ń kọ́ṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́.
I now remember when I was learning a trade.
kó tó di pé mo padà sí school.
Before I get back to school,
gbogbo ká máa gbálẹ̀ ní ṣọ́ọ̀bù.
when we sweep in the shop,
gbogbo owó tí máa rí tí máa fi lọ.
all the money that I saw on the floor, I will gather and you go and buy something.
gbogbo àwọn owó tí máa gbà ń jọ́ọ̀jì tí máa kàn náà tí mi ní.
All the money I will collect in the church, I will just spend. I will not say anything. I
mo dáná.
say, hey, it's done.
ṣe ní ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀rí kan o.
Not laughing matter.
ètè ní máa mú kíákíá ló máa fi gbogbo ẹ̀sẹ̀ kọ́ńdà.
You begin to remember all those things.
àwọn owó ìyàwó mi ti máa mú tó máa bẹ̀rẹ̀
When I
bẹ́ẹ̀.
money, I will pick. I will not return back. Hey,
nígbà tó tákòkò tó pè mí.
when it gets to time, I was called. I said, sir.
ẹsẹ̀ mi ń kọ́ra.
I begin to shake. I begin to shiver. I begin to shake. I begin to shiver.
ti déwájú áńgẹ́lì.
I have got to the front of the angel.
dìde dúró lórí ẹsẹ̀.
Rise up on your feet.
kí ni nǹkan ó ní nǹkan tó o mú tó o dá padà.
What is that person, another person thing that you have taken that you feel
owó ìyàwó rẹ̀ wo ló mú
return?
tó o dá padà.
Your wife's money that you feel to
owó
return.
ọkọ rẹ̀ wo ló mú tó o dá padà.
Your husband's money that you feel to return.
aṣọ wo lórí kálẹ̀ ìkùlé tó ká tó o dá padà.
And which clothes that you put on
Your
your
husband will
that you did not
return.
return. Another person's Bible you did not return.
aṣọ aláṣọ wo ló mú tó o dá padà.
Another person's clothes that you fail to return.
dáwọ́ padà kíá.
You better return it
kíá lórí ẹ̀rọ ni o.
quickly.
lórí ẹ̀rọ.
In fact,
Lord,
with
yeah.
all alacrity,
àánú ẹ ṣe mí.
I pity you.
wọ́n bá lọ gbà kí nǹkan tí o tó nǹkan sọ ẹsẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀
If you
àpá.
allow any little thing to throw you to hell.
ẹlòmíràn ní tí n bá ṣe ọlọ́run.
I'm saying when I offend God,
abínú gbé mi sọ sọ́run. abínú gbé mi sọ kọjá ọ̀run àpá.
He will throw me
Máa kàn bọ́ sáyé rẹ̀. máa dára rẹ̀ jẹ. sọlọ́run ó ráyè kọ́lọ̀. ẹ wò mí.
God does not have time for all that.
ẹ̀pọ̀ kìíní kan.
Listen to this.
ọ̀run ni mo ti mà pé.
It is in heaven I knew that
ọlọ́run gan ń bẹ̀bẹ̀ fún gbogbo àwọn tó bá ti kú pé.
God is also pleading for all that are died.
bàbá oníbànújẹ́ ni bàbá yẹn.
Oh, that the father is so sorrowful.
ṣé o mọ̀ pé ìwọ náà fojú inú wò.
You also look at it.
ọmọ tó bí láti inú ara ẹ̀.
A child, your child,
tó o gbọ́ pé ń bọ̀ láti Amẹ́ríkà.
and is coming from America,
tó wá jẹ́ pé ó ń láti gba àwọn ibì kan kọjá.
and he must pass through some places.
bọ́lá ọ̀gá ṣe máa ṣe.
And the place, no, God is also.
àwọn ogun ọ̀run gan tó o bá ti kọjá ibì kan àwọn ogun ọ̀run gan ni bàbá ẹ kú oríire.
And when you pass through a
tó
particular junction,
bá tó ti wọ
I have to congratulate him when you pass through and enter into another.
Angeli yẹn a máa ṣe yé.
The angels will be seen to say,
Yé. Tó bá tún ti kọjá bẹ̀,
we can pass through that way.
kábíyèsí ẹ kú oríire.
Oh, thank you.
Ẹ káwọ́ ọdún méjèèjì sókè.
Lift up your two hands.
Mo bá kó o pariwo.
I want to shout.
Olúwa. Gbogbo àtúnṣe tó yẹ kí n ṣe.
The institution that I need to make.
Olúwa rán mi létí.
Father, remind me.
Fún mi ní agbára láti ṣe.
And give me power to.
Jókòó.
Sit down.
Nígbà tó kàn mí.
When it get to my turn,
Tí mo déwájú áńgẹ́lì yẹn.
and I got to the angels,
Ṣáájú àkókò yẹn.
before that time,
Mi ìmọ̀ tó kò ṣe mí.
I didn't know what happened to me.
Gbogbo àwọn tí mo gba nǹkan lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ mò ń dá padà. Mi ìmọ̀ tó fà.
I have been returning
Memo.
things that I collected from people. I was just returning it.
Bí mo ṣe déwájú áńgẹ́lì yẹn báyìí.
When I got to the
Ó
angel,
kà gbójú wálẹ̀ mi.
just looked down.
Ó bá rẹ́rìn ló bá bọ̀ mí lọ́wọ́.
He looked at me, he laughed,
Ló bá ní
proceed, and he said, proceed.
proceed kẹ̀.
And I said, proceed.
Irú mi.
Type of person like me.
Ọlọ́run ṣe o.
I said, thank you.
Bí mo ṣe tẹ̀síwájú.
As I just proceed,
Tílẹ̀kùn sí.
and the door opened,
Tí mo kọjá sọ́dí kejì.
and I moved to the other side,
Tílẹ̀kùn yẹn tún tì padà.
and the door was locked.
Bí mo ṣe máa jáde sí òdì kejì báyìí.
As I will get to the other side,
Yàrá ìdáríjì ni mo wọ̀.
I enter into the hall of forgiveness.
Ìwọ tó ní lọ́kàrà pé
You that have it in your heart that,
ẹni tí ìwà tó ń jọjọ jà.
that the person that you and him have a quarrel,
Ó ní dáríjì láyé.
you will not forgive him on earth.
Ó dàrú kó tó dáríjì.
That in heaven before you forgive
Ó
him.
gbọ́ pé wọ́n ń parí ìjà lọ́rùn ni.
Do you think they settle crisis there?
Bọ́ ẹja ka Bíbélì kan.
Let's read the Bible.
Àdúrà Olúwa ó yá.
Our Lord's
Bàbá wa
prayer.
tí ń bẹ ní ọ̀run.
Father in heaven,
Ká bọ̀wọ̀ fún orúkọ
hallowed
rẹ̀.
be thy name.
Kí ìjọba rẹ̀ dé. Ìfẹ́ tí ẹni ká ṣe láyé. Bí wọ́n ti ń ṣe ní ọ̀run. Fún wa lóúnjẹ òjò wa lónìí. Màá gbọ́ gbọ́dọ̀dọ̀ gbọ́ èpè tó fẹ́ ṣe fúnra
And
rẹ̀.
look at the cost. You want to cost yourself now.
Èpè tó ju tirẹ́là lọ.
That is very big cost. So
Fúnra ara rẹ̀ ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀.
you are the one that said it. Oh,
Ọ̀yá tẹ̀síwájú. Dárí ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wa
forgive
jù
us
wá.
our sin.
Bí a ti ń
As we
dáríjì àwọn
forgive
tó
those
sọ.
who sin against us. That's all.
Gàdàgbà ní àgbàlá ìdáríjì.
And in the hall of forgiveness,
Wọ́n kọ́ gàdàgbà síbẹ̀.
it was written boldly there.
Bí kò bá ṣe pé o dáríjì ọmọnìkejì rẹ.
Except you forgive your brother,
Bàbá rẹ ti ń bẹ náà rúbọ̀ bọ̀. Ó náà ò ní dáríjì ọ.
your father in heaven will not forgive you.
Ṣé ẹni tó bá ti déwájú áńgẹ́lì yẹn báyìí?
Immediately you get to that angel,
Tó wù ẹ́ bí mo ṣe sọ pé wọ́n ṣe máa ń wú èèyàn látọ̀rí dé
as
àtàlẹ́.
he look you from the head to the toe, as I said,
Tó bá ti gbójú lọ sára screen.
and he just take his eye to the screen,
Tí ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ kan wà tó ò dáríjì ẹnìkan.
and there is a particular sin that you did not forgive.
Wàá kọ̀
somebody.
mọ́ di pẹ́ẹ́.
You just hear,
tún gbẹ̀yìn rí.
that
Yàrá kọ̀ọ̀kan.
judgment was so fast, so
Ó
quick.
yàrá kọ̀ọ̀kan.
The judgment there was so fast,
Ó lé.
and it was so fierce.
Ìdájọ́ yẹn gbẹ́rọ.
It was hot.
Kò sí àánú kankan rárá.
There is no mercy at all.
Bó o bá ti dáríjì.
Once you don't forgive, depart.
Wá sí pẹ̀lú mi.
And call another
dáríjì.
You don't forget it. Depart.
Wá sí pẹ̀lú mi.
Call another
dáríjì.
You don't forgive it. Depart.
Wá sí pẹ̀lú mi.
Call another
dáríjì.
You don't forgive. Depart.
Bí mo kàn ṣe é ṣe nìyẹn.
That was how I was doing.
Bí mo kàn ṣe é ṣe nìyẹn.
That's what I was doing.
Ẹ̀rù bá gbogbo ènìyàn.
Everybody was shivering also. They were afraid and breathing. Half breaths.
Ẹ dìde dúró.
Rise up.
Ta lẹni tó ṣẹ̀ ẹ́ tó ti dáríjì?
Who is that person that offended you and you are yet to forgive the person?
Kí lẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tó ṣẹ̀ ẹ́ tó ní láyé ò ní dáríjì?
What is that offend? What is that grievance that you said never you will not forgive him?
Ọ̀ dáríjì ní ìsinmi o.
You have to forgive the person now.
Wàá dárúkọ ẹ̀.
You will make mention of his name.
Lágbájá ló ṣẹ̀ mí.
And you will say this person has offended me.
Dárí ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ rẹ̀ jì.
I forgive you.
Ẹ̀kan ṣọlá máa gbàdúrà yẹn.
Only once you're going to pray that
Ká
prayer.
máa dá dúró sí alẹ́ yẹn.
And we're going to stop there.
Lágbájá lágbájá ló ṣẹ̀ mí.
So person offended me.
ó lè jẹ́ pastor sí pastor.
It may be pastor to pastor.
evangelist to evangelist.
Evangelist to evangelist.
ó lè jẹ́ pé nígbà tí mo ti débi mo ti ṣẹ̀ ọ́.
It may be when I got here I have offended you.
ó lè jẹ́ ọkọ rẹ ló ṣẹ̀ ọ́.
It may be your husband.
ó lè jẹ́ ìyàwó ẹ̀.
It may be your wife.
ìgbà mẹ́sàn-án ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni mo dọ̀bálẹ̀ fún ìyàwó mi.
9 good times I prostrated before my wife.
màá dọ̀bálẹ̀. ìdọ̀bálẹ̀ báyìí.
I prostrated correctly.
ọjọ́ mo fọlọ́ bẹ̀.
That by I beseech you in the name of God.
mo ṣẹ̀ ọ́.
I offended you.
dáríjì mi.
Forgive me.
ibi tá a ṣe kúṣẹ́dì ní ẹ̀dọ̀jọ́ mẹ́ta yìí.
Where we have a
òun ló
crusade.
interpret àbí mo parọ́.
Where we have crusade about some days
ó ní
ago.
no sir.
She interpreted
Sọ́ra ẹ̀
it.
ló wí pé
I asked, am I lying? He said no sir.
ju
He said this one is too much.
Ẹ dúró
He said
náà.
please.
ṣé mo wá jẹ́ bí ọlọ́run ni.
Am I God?
èèyàn ṣe ọlọ́run dáríjì ni.
I offend God.
ó lè jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
It's more than that. It's more than that.
kí ló ń sọ yìí.
It's more than that.
yàrá ìdáríjì.
The all of forgiveness. Ha!
ìbẹ̀jẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀.
That place was so terrible.
kò sáànù kọ̀ọ̀kan
There
bẹ́ẹ̀.
was no mercy at
báwo
all.
bí ọmọ èèyàn ṣe lọ sọ́nà àpáàdì.
You see how people are flying to hell.
káwọ ní sókè.
Raise up your two hands.
wà á dárúkọ ẹni tó ṣe ọ.
You will make mention of that person that
ó lè jẹ́
offended
pé
you.
ó fẹ́ fẹ́ ọ ni.
Maybe he wanted to
tó
marry you
disappoint
and
yẹn.
disappointed you.
ó lè jẹ́ pé ẹjẹ ọ̀rọ̀ owó ló parí.
Maybe it's monetary issue.
ó lè jẹ́ pé ó parọ́ mọ́ ẹ.
Maybe he lied against you.
ó lè jẹ̀bi ẹ gan.
Maybe he's even guilty.
dáríjì
God
kíákíá.
forgive the person.
báwo bá dáríjì.
Forgive the person if you don't forgive.
àgbàlá dáríjì ló parí ọ̀rẹ́. Jóòbù orí ogún.
Job chapter 20.
máa ka ẹsẹ̀ 27.
I will read verse 27.
ọ̀run yóò fi ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ rẹ̀ hàn. ayé yóò sì dìde sí i.
The heaven shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him.
gbọ́.
Listen.
ọ̀run yóò fi ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ rẹ̀ hàn.
The heaven shall reveal your sin.
ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tó gbélé ayé dá.
The sin you have committed on this planet earth.
gbogbo ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tó gbélé ayé dá tó o ti gbàgbé.
All the sins that you have committed and you have forgotten.
tó o ti rántí má pé o dá gan.
That you didn't even remember that you ever committed.
nígbà tó o bá dé ọ̀run.
When you get to heaven,
ọ̀run yóò wá mú àwọn ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ yẹn wá sí ìrántí.
heaven will bring to remembrance all those sins.
ẹgbọ́n mo fẹ́ béèrè ìbéèrè kan.
Listen, I want to ask a question.
ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wo ló rò pé ọlọ́run fẹ́ ṣèdájọ́ ẹ̀.
What sin or what type of sin do you think God wants to judge?
nígbà tí mo débí lọ́jọ́ Monday àbí.
When I got here on Monday,
mo ṣàlàyé fún yín irú èèyàn tí mo jẹ́.
I explained to you the type of person I was.
mo sọ fún yín pé ìgbà márùn-ún ni mo ṣubú lójú ọ̀nà
I
ìgbàgbọ́.
told you that I fell 5 good times in this Christian journey.
mo sì ṣàlàyé tó pọ̀ nípa ara mi.
And I explained a lot of things about myself.
ìyẹn kan lọ́lọ́run fẹ́ ṣèdájọ́.
That is not what God wants to judge any longer.
ọlọ́run ò ṣèdájọ́ yẹn mọ́.
God is not judging that one any longer.
gbogbo ayé ló ti gbọ́ níbi gbogbo tí mo bá ń lọ.
Because everybody has had that wherever I go.
kò síbi tí mo lọ tí mi ò ti sọ.
There's nowhere I go that I will not say it.
bí n bá wàásù ní tẹlifíṣàn máa sọ.
If I preach in the TV, I will say it.
bí wọ́n wà ní stadium máa sọ.
If I'm in the stadium, I will say it.
bí n bá wà anywhere ni màá ti sọ.
Anywhere I find myself, I will say it.
ọlọ́run ò ṣèdájọ́ yẹn mọ́.
God is not judging that one again.
ìdájọ́ wo ni ọlọ́run fẹ́ ṣe.
Which one is God going to judge?
tó lè mú èmi àti ìwọ lọ sí ọ̀run àpáàdé.
That can take I and you to hell.
ìyẹn la fẹ́ mójútó lálẹ́ yìí o.
And that is what we want to take care of this night.
màá sì sọ àwọn nǹkan tójú mi rí.
And I will tell you some things that my eyes saw.
inú ìwé Róòmù orí kejì.
Romans chapter 2.
Róòmù orí rẹ̀ kejì.
Romans chapter number 2.
mo fẹ́ ka ẹsẹ̀ díẹ̀ níbẹ̀.
I want to read few verses there.
bó bá ṣe é ṣe
If possible,
màá kà bí ẹsẹ̀ méjì sí mẹ́ta.
I will read about 2 to 3 verses.
mo kà láti ẹsẹ̀ 16.
I read from verse 16.
ní ọjọ́ náà nígbà tí ọlọ́run yóò ti pàṣẹ Jésù Kristi ṣe ìdájọ́ àṣírí ènìyàn gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìhìnrere mi. Yẹn náà ti tó.
In the day when God shall judge the secret of men by Jesus Christ according to my gospel.
Gbé ojú ẹ sókè.
Look up.
Ibi tí wọ́n kọ́kọ́ kà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ sọ wípé ọ̀run máa fi ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ rẹ̀ hàn.
The first place says heaven will expose your sin.
Ìwé Róòmù yìí wá sọ.
The Romans now says
ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tọ́run máa fi hàn.
the type of sin that heaven is going to reveal.
Ó ní ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tó dá ní ìkọ̀kọ̀ tó jẹ́ àṣírí tẹ́lẹ̀kẹ́ni ò mọ̀ nípa ẹ̀.
It says the type of sin is the sin that you committed in the secret that nobody knew about.
Ní ìrìn àjò mi sí ìlú ọba ògo.
My journey to the King of Glory's land.
A dé yàrá kan.
We got to a particular hall.
Yàrá yìí.
This very hall
A pè é ní yàrá ìṣirò.
is called the hall of accountability.
Ní yàrá ìṣirò yìí.
In this hall of accountability,
Ẹyẹ yẹn ẹ̀rù bà mí.
brethren, I was very much afraid.
Ohun tó bà mí lẹ́rù ni mo fẹ́ sọ yìí.
I want to tell you what made me to be afraid.
Tó o bá ti wọnú yàrá yẹn.
Once you just enter into the room,
Áńgẹ́lì tó wà ń bẹ̀ ó kàn ṣe báyìí tiẹ̀ ni.
the angel there just fold his hand.
Kò sọ̀rọ̀.
He's not saying anything.
Kò rẹ́rìn.
He's not laughing.
Ojú ẹ̀ ò lé.
He's not frown.
Ó kàn rá ṣe báyìí dúró.
But just like that. In that posture.
Ní apá báyìí.
By this side,
Òpó kan wà ń bẹ̀ tó jẹ́ onígun mẹ́rin.
there is a pillar there that is a four-corner pillar.
Òpó yẹn ga.
It's a very tall one.
Nísàlẹ̀ báyìí.
Below like this,
Kíní kan bí kọ̀mpútà bí typewriter but kọ̀mpútà ni ó wà nílẹ̀ báyìí.
something like a computer, a typewriter like computer is there.
Áńgẹ́lì yẹn wà lọ́nà tó jì.
The angel was a bit far,
Kọ̀mpútà yẹn wà báyìí.
and the computer is here,
Òpó yẹn wà báyìí.
and the pillar here.
Má gbàgbé o.
Don't forget,
Ní ọjọ́ náà.
that day,
Nígbà tí Ọlọ́run yóò ti pàṣẹ Jésù ṣe ìdájọ́ àṣírí ènìyàn.
that God by Christ will judge the secret of man.
Tí wọ́n bá ti dárúkọ ènìyàn.
And when the name of a man is mentioned,
Ẹni tí ìdájọ́ bá kàn.
the next person to be judged,
Abraham ọmọ Yakubu.
Oluwaseyi, the son of Jatula.
Sáà.
Sir,
Wàá kàn bára rẹ níwájú áńgẹ́lì
you
yẹn.
meet yourself in front of the angel,
Kíní ká wá fọ́ọ̀sì ẹ dúró ní ipò kan.
and something will force you to stand in a position.
Wàá wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹjọ́.